Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here at the Galaxy with God Love Notes, of course. I really want to thank you all for being a part of my journey, a part of my soul tribe, a part of this family. I really appreciate you all and all. Happy New Year to you. I know I miss my favorite Christmas season. The festivity just have me happy, but we just have to move on to the next phase of our lives. Now, I'm going to be doing a general reading just to see what comes out for the collectives. All right, Holy Spirit, what is the message for the collective energies? What are the messages, please? I'm just going to do a quick energy check in. Um, what's the energy, please, and thank you. What's the energy? I'm going to be so quick, it's not funny. All right, so what I'm getting, you could at one point not sure as to who you were. Your energy, your self worth was like really low. But at this point, it seemed like you are now awakened and you're now remembering who you are, who God created you here to be. You now know your purpose. You now know what energy you should be when you're in high vibration and vice versa. It feels as if you now know the difference between what's positive and what's negative, who is positive and who is negative. There could be a lot of persons who are actually watching you or even spying on you to see exactly who you really are because your new energy could have had many persons puzzled as to who you are, even though they could have known you for many years, but the version that you're in is unknown to them and they're still wondering, pondering to see exactly what's happening with you, but you are listening to a higher power. I have awakening. So it seems as if you could have remembered, as I said, you remember who you are and what you're supposed to be or do. So as a result of all that you now know, you're now rejecting things or people or even situation that could have caused you loss in your energy, sleepless nights, for finances, whatever was not right for you, because you're now aware of what bad and good things are, you're now leaving them behind. You could have felt lost at some point, felt rejected, but not knowing that in that moment you were supposed to know your self worth and what to expect from yourself and even others. I have Mercury, has to do with communication, messages, and travel. So it feels like whoever is really spying or looking at you, maybe this one particular person or could be many, they could even want to travel to you or travel to investigate as to who you are. At the back of the deck, I have wish fulfillment. So they are watching you because they see you in a very high vibration. They see you as their wish fulfillment, knowing that if they should align themselves with you, things and things would be way better between you both. But there's some self doubt here. Someone could be lacking self confidence, not wanting to come forward because they know you are now awakened as to what your purpose is and who you are. I have growth. So, whatever situation you're working on, there's going to be growth. This feels like a spiritual growth, emotional, psychological. Some growth is taking place, and because of your growth, you're puzzling people. You have people puzzled, wondering. That's your justice. So you're now on a solid foundation. You're no longer shilly shally, easily led, or easy to be influenced by things or people or even situation. You're now having more structure in your life. The fact that you now have your own value, self worth. I have karma, balance, and justice. So maybe all through your life, you were lacking and not, even though the evidence as to who you were or who you are was there, you weren't believing something, but you went through an awakening that makes everything way clearer. And that's your justice. That's justice for you because most of your life, your baby was beaten down by people, you know, situation. But no, you're no longer going to be a pushover by anything like that. And so at one point, you could be stuck in your own self worth, your ego, not wanting to be, how do I say, not wanting to be judged or wanting to feel as if you are not doing the right thing. But at this point, you are confident. You are so confident. I have self worth here, expectation. You are not expecting too much of anyone anymore because you could have been disappointed in someone, whoever is looking at you or wanting to come to you because they see you as their wish fulfillment. That person could have disappointed you at some way, in some way, shape, or form. You're no longer banking on people and expectations. All right, any final things? Healing. So you're healing your wounds, whatever wounds, emotional, physical, psychological wounds you have, spiritual, you're working on self. You're healing your inner child, whatever had you tarnished at some point, you are now working on you. I have life purpose. I have North Node and purpose. So with this cosmic purpose, you could be in your life on your life's mission. Now you are not easily swayed. You could be at the beginning of a journey, but this beginning is the end of an old era. You have now bypassed things that used to have you bound. You are now not expecting people, situation to be the forefront of your life as it possibly did before. So there was a storm that erupted that gave you a different vision as to what and who, what to expect from others, and vice versa. I have seeds. You could be planting new seeds. So the seeds could be faith. You could be putting your faith, your time, your energy into something or someone else. But whatever this is there's gonna be growth. So spring could be important, or this spring, or you could be from the spring. Okay. I have soul reunion, soul ties, and self care. So whatever it is, you are balancing your masculine and your feminine energy. You are now working on self, preserving your energy, not wanting to be drained as possibly you did before. You're now seeing things in a logical manner. Yeah, so you're leaving all your triggers, whatever conflict you have, you're now leaving them all behind. You're now pulling your suitcase. You're taking those burdens, leave it at a strategic spot or place so you can keep moving forward lightly. Yeah, so whatever triggers disharmony that was created within a situation, a family ties, a family bond, you're no longer wanting to be in that. I have guilt. So someone could be so guilty of something, and that's the reason they're spying or looking at you, but they're not bold enough to face you, to come forward because they feel like they sabotaged something. They could have sabotaged friendship or relationship or bond. So now that you are closed off, or they're now closed off because they can't see any way in, they're preferring to stay at a distance and could have loved you from afar. So they know you're resistant to them and they know you're guarded because you are seeing the truth about someone's intention, someone's action. So the best they can do at this point is to send you messages through your dreams. Someone is trying to reach out to you, but they're not bold enough to come forward, so they're trying to send messages in your sleeping state. Yeah, I have harvest. What's this harvest? I have past, lack, suffering. So now, regardless of the suffering that you've been through in the past, divine feminine, I have divine feminine here from a family, a commitment that you had. You are now in your stage of harvest. And this is your blessing, this is your karma or dharma. This is your blessing. You have passed the stage of hurt, pain, disappointment. You have passed that stage now, and you're in the season of your harvest. Tell me more about this harvest. Yes, you're now united with self, the universe, or God. You're now united. What's this harvest? And unity. Yeah, so you are possibly still holding on. I have thinking you could be holding on to your past version, the past version of you. You could, they always say bad habit die hard. So you are still holding on to the past. Could be person, places, or thing, but you're still holding on to the version that had you somehow in low vibration. What's this south node? Comfort zone, because you're so used to being in that situation, that location, that friendship or marriage. You're not feeling comfortable to step out of your comfort zone to go to find new things. Yes. Yeah. I have two more. So you're now wanting to move away from something, someone who you see as a stalemate. You want to avoid them because you know your intention now is to work on self love, to create something new, to harvest something that you have never had before. So you have to take control of the situation. You might be keeping whatever you're working on in private, but or you should be keeping things private for a while until they come into fruition. The moon card being here. So you're gonna be strategizing until your breakthrough comes through. You're gonna be working on self. There's gonna be a breakthrough, and that's gonna be the harvest. Sometimes we love so deep and we have this big everlasting heart, and we really want to love people and overlook their faults. They could have treated us badly, but we still want to overlook that. But I want to say, if a person shows you who they are, try to believe them the first time they show you. We just have to learn how to stop overlooking people's energy. Stop trying to love the hurt out of people. Because some of the people that enters our life, their main intention sent was to break you, to have you down, to break your spirit, to break your stride. Not everyone comes into your life for you to grow. Some was sent, and some people was sent on a mission to have you broken. Not everyone was sent to love you. Not everyone was sent to deliver you from your fears and suffering. Some persons were sent on a mission by a lower force to have you bound and unstable mentally, psychologically, spiritually. That's their purpose. But even though we have a big heart and we want to forgive, you cannot, even though we want to forgive and love with all our heart, you cannot love the devil enough for him not to hurt you, because his mission is to destroy. I'm not saying people are the devil, but people have different energies, really low vibrational energy. And when they're sent on that mission to destroy you, God is the only source that can take you out of this. You might be the most loving, caring, supportive. You're there for them. But at the same time, you love them with all your heart. You would have taken your clothes off your back to give that person or that spirit. But the spirit that they came in, the devil spirit, low vibrational spirit, you can't undo what was sent. Is only God can do it. Because all their mission was to break you all along. And you're there trying to love them. So as I said before, you cannot love the hurt or the pain out of people whose intention is to come to your life to see you broken. Even this card says, till death do us part. Sometimes you're in a relationship, a bond, a friendship, even a marriage. And because you made that oath until death do us part, things are broken down, falling apart. Are you waiting to die before you leave? Let me know in the comments what you feel. I'm not elaborating on this. Till death do us part. This person is treating you so badly. You're trying to love a broken person. All they can give is just brokenness. They cannot give you what they don't have. So sometimes people don't have what you want. Their energy is low, their vibration is low, they have no spiritual connection. All they can give is brokenness. So we just have to know what we are seeking. But it seems as if you are now aware of this energy, and that's a good start. You are enlightened. Your darkness is enlightened, so you can move on without being tripping over things that used to have you stumble. I final card. Yes. The confusion is now off. You're taking off that rose colored glasses. You're now more compassionate. So, beyond the stress and struggle you've been through, the pain and suffering, loving people, even though they're trying to break you or you've been broken, it doesn't feel as if it has changed you. What it did for you is teaches you a lesson. And this lesson, you'll be able to teach it onward to other people. Right? So you have to be separating yourself from situation, people, or a location that have you bound, trapped, and not growing. So your season is now where the harvest card is. So you need to move on. Stop clinging on to low vibrational energies, things, places, or time, even tradition. So I'm going to leave it here. As I said, I was not going to be long, but one final card. One, I got two. I have guarded vulnerability, spirit guides, assistance. So, as I said, sometimes you're stuck in a situation trying to love the hurt out of people who is trying to hurt you. It's only God can take you out of this. So you just need to pray and trust a higher power because they're actually working in the background. I asked for one card, I got two. So they're guarding you, they're providing shelter, protection. See, this lady, she's so cuddled in her blanket because whatever energies were sent out to you, it feels as if your spirit guides have you covered, sheltered. It's like you're under their wings. I hear the song. Under his wings, under his wings, who from his love can save her. Anyways, that's a part of my little thing. I like to sing, even though I'm not a singer. Right, so collective. Thank you so much. I know this reading has been all over the place, but see what you can get from it. This might just be someone's message that People who are broken, as much as we love them and want to see the better for them, you can't love the hurt out of people. Even though you might try so hard to be the best version, loyal and everything, person who is broken, they have to be the one to see that something is wrong. If you keep on telling them that they are broken, over time, they're gonna start growing resentment for you. And it's worse if their mission in your life was not to help you grow. Their mission was to destroy your peace. So you have to be careful as how you try to help. As helping broken people can actually destroy you too. Lead to a higher power. Pray for people and leave the burden to God because you cannot carry it. Even if you get help, it's going to burden other people. So take your burdens to the Lord and leave it there. You know, this is just a side note. When I pray for something, I don't keep on praying for it because when I pray one time, I said, God, I need help in this area of my life. I'm going to believe Him. I'm going to believe His words because whoever put their trust in God, He never fails them. And I can tell you that by experience. If you put all your trust in the Almighty, He will never fail you. So I leave my problems there because I know He's going to pick it up for me. It's like calling a friend and say, hey, I'm going to leave my suitcase outside. Just pick it up for me. And you believe and know that that suitcase or that item is going to be picked up by your friend and you don't even have to look back. That's the faith I have. And that's the same faith I want you to have collective in God because I've seen Him work so many times. Wow. Yeah, I wish you could read my heart, but thank you again for joining me here at the Galaxy with God, Love No Time. Happy New Year to you all. I really appreciate you, one and all, man. Thank you for tugging with me through 2025 and before 2025 and before 2024. Anyways, thanks, collectives. My pleasure being here tonight. I know I've not been posting as I should, but I have to take some time for myself and I have family. I have so many things doing. But love you all. I'll see you later. Bye.